Judging by SmackDown yesterday, I don't think Matt Cardona or Carmelo Hayes will be winning any championships anytime soon. But if you boys and you gals want to win this championship, you can. You see, I'm going to give it away at 30,000 subscribers on my quest to quit my day job. All you got to do to win is comment below and subscribe to the channel. It can be yours. It's not a toy. It's a replica, and it can be yours. All right, so let's do some hot takes from It's OTW. Look, I've always been a Corbin guy, but who did my guy Melo make mad backstage for this type of treatment? This kind of emoji. And my boy Zack Ryder got emasculated. Yeah, he did. Holy cow. Could you imagine going to defend your wife and then just tapping out? Like, oh, geez. That was painful. So I absolutely loved the Gunther and Chelsea Green. I loved that segment. Loved it. But Zack Ryder, he's always going to be Zack Ryder to me. But Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder, whatever you want to call him, it was kind of painful to watch him just get annihilated by Gunther. Sorry, but WrestleDon says it quite rightly that Tozawa put up more of a fight on Monday Night Raw. Oh man, Gunther no-sold a low blow. That's how weak Matt Cardona is. Ouch, Matt Cardona. He was the king of the indies. And I mean, I'm sure the paycheck is fat. He gets to spend time with his wife. But seriously, man, if there was any thoughts that he might ever enter into the main event scene, I think last night it was squashed, much like him. Now, I will say this. I've got a booking idea that could save this whole situation. Let's have Matt Cardona, right? He's super mad, super upset, and he's telling Chelsea that he is going to get even with Gunther, and she's pleading with Zack not to do anything. Just drop it. And Zack's like, you don't think I can take him, do ya? And so, let's have for the next 4 weeks, Zack Ryder studying tapes of Gunther. Old video footage of Gunther. WWE owns some of the previous promotions that Gunther has wrestled for. Plus, there's NXT. And then on week 4, he finds an old tape from NXT UK. And it's Gunther versus Ilya Dragunov, heralded by many as the best match ever to fall under the WWE umbrella. And he sees Gunther and Ilya Dragunov going at it. And then he has an idea. He knows that Ilya Dragunov, well, he hasn't been seen in months. So he now goes on a quest to find Ilya Dragunov. So now we have 4 more weeks of looking for Ilya. And then finally he finds him. And then he's like, Ilya, I need you to train me. And Ilya Dragunov, at first he's like, no, I'm not gonna. I failed. I lost the US title. I'm not the guy I once was. And then Zack Ryder's like, then train me. Show me who you once were and find that person inside you again. And now we have Ilya. He's starting to train Matt Cardona to the beast that could beat Gunther. Meanwhile, Gunther's not even paying attention to any of this. He's just doing whatever. But now Ilya Dragunov starts training Matt Cardona for 4 weeks. That's 3 months of a Matt Cardona storyline, and now we got Ilya Dragunov involved. These are guys that are doing nothing. Like Gunther said, all the way from catering, something for them to do. And Matt Cardona is now trained by Ilya Dragunov, and finally, he goes up to Gunther one day. Gunther's beating somebody up, and then woo starts. By now, the fans will be salivating to see this. And Matt Cardona comes out, and Gunther laughs, and boom, Matt Cardona owns him in the ring. And Gunther runs away. We get ourselves a Saturday night's main event match out of it or something. Maybe a Royal Rumble match. I don't know. But we have a matchup, and Gunther will win, but Matt Cardona would have put up such a fight that Gunther sticks out his hands and shakes him, and he says, all right, you impressed me. But here's the thing. Gunther then goes up to Ilya Dragunov in the back, who was watching the whole thing, and he's like, so, you've returned. And I see you're too afraid to fight me yourself. You're training others to do the job you couldn't do. And then Ilya Dragunov, doesn't back down, says he was never afraid of him, and he says, if I do recall, I beat you for that UK title. And now we can have ourselves a confrontation in the Royal Rumble itself. maybe in the Elimination Chamber, and then those two can go and have a match at WrestleMania. Boom, right there. Matt Cardona looks strong. We have something for Ilya Dragunov and something for Gunther that isn't retiring people. Book that. Book that. As for Carmelo Hayes, I don't necessarily have a storyline for him just yet, but I will say this. They didn't need to make that guy lose last night just to set up the return of Little Yachty. Carmelo Hayes literally just eats a pin just so we could see the full entrance of Trick Williams and a surprise attack from Little Yachty. Oh my God, Little Yachty's back. It's not that big of a deal. Little Yachty is not that big of a deal. All right? I respect that he respects the business. I would have rathered either Carmelo Hayes won, or maybe because Little Yachty doesn't really understand the business, he got so excited, he accidentally cost Carmelo the match. That way we could at least protect Carmelo, because since before WrestleMania, Carmelo has been saying, I should be champion. I need a shot. I need a shot. And so finally he gets a shot after SummerSlam and he just loses? Clean? Absolutely clean? There's nothing for him to do at this point. Unless they're setting him up to win the Money in the Bank, there's absolutely nothing for Carmelo to do. And let's be honest, Danhausen has a better chance of winning that briefcase because WWE wants to put human monies in that and sell human monies. And they'll think that Danhausen with the briefcase is hilarious. So, like, I won't, but at the end of the day, it's definitely not going to go to LA Knight or Carmelo Hayes, and that is a darn shame. I really think that it was an error to just have Carmelo Hayes lose clean here. Just not cool. Like, come on, dude. He just lost. It just to Baron Corbin, and it was like just to set up the return of Little Yachty. I'm sorry, but I highly disagree with that. I think that was a bad call. All right, let's do some more hot takes. Mr. Pete says, something tells me they took the U.S. title off of Tiffany so they could turn her heel and have her beat Chelsea. And I think that's the right play. Now, I really hope that Chelsea can at least get one pay-per-view victory, like at the Royal Rumble or something, because she's not holding the title until WrestleMania. That would be epic and awesome, but I hope she can at least hold it to the Royal Rumble. And it's probably going to be Tiffany. I think it's going to be Nia Jax versus Chelsea Green, because everybody has to go through Nia Jax when they get the women's title, and then Tiffany will probably win. Because, I mean, all the signs are there. Tiffany came out and helped, and then she got beat up. Tiffany got distracted and tried to help Chelsea Green on the outside of her match, and then she got boom, punched the moment she got it and lost her title. Everything is because of Chelsea Green. In fact, Chelsea Green even pushed her off the ladder. So yes, Tiffany Stratton is probably the one that will be taking the title from Chelsea Green. On the plus side, though, Tiffany is a way better heel than as a face, and Chelsea Green right now, I don't think it's legal to boo Chelsea Green right now. So, like, this is a good opportunity to turn Tiffany heel. Jimbo Slice says, Chelsea Green needs to beat Rhea Ripley when she returns. This is how you capitalize on momentum. And the iron is red hot for Chelsea. This is one of the most believable underdog stories of the current era. I would love that, but it's just not going to happen. You know what's going to happen. At best, Chelsea Green will beat Tiffany Stratton just for, this is my brutality to hit. And WWE will think, oh, everybody's going to have that return pop for Rhea Ripley, and then she'll come out and somehow have a match with Chelsea right then and there and squash her like Becky did to Bianca a long time ago. TTJC says, it was awesome. The crowd was electric, and it was the Vision versus Cody and Oba for the title. So TTJC was there present. All showed up and showed out, but Cody and Oba got a DQ win because Maxine hit Cody in his mini Rhodes. So, okay, so it looks like they do have Oba Femi and Braun Breaker in the dark match segment, so I wonder if they actually clashed or if they just kept teasing it. I bet it's at Money in the Bank. Carmichael says, can Joe Test get any worse? Where is the energy? As a commentator, you're supposed to put some emotion into what you're saying and tell tell a story. Bortest is a robot who says he just smashes him with a steel chair in his most unenthusiastic and monotone voice. Something tells me you don't like Joe Tess. Tiz Mickey says, LOL, why do they have Corbin walking around with the fur title? I know that smells like sweat and B.O. Something else smells like B.O. Whew, it is hot in here right now. But yeah, honestly, I literally thought he was holding that title so Carmelo Hayes could beat it, and then Trick could fight Carmelo for the furry belt. But no, I was wrong. Apparently it's just so Trick Williams can win the title back with Little Yachty at his side, because yeah, why would Baron Corbin still hold that thing? I mean, I'm sure the old title is still around. Just have Baron Corbin hold it for a little bit. It doesn't make no sense that he's just walking around with it. And then the moment Trick wins it back, if he wins it back, Little Yachty could be like, look what I got remade for you. If nothing else, and this feud is going to continue, have Baron Corbin literally get a shaver and shave it. Shave it just to get under the skin of Trick Williams. You could have Little Yachty freaking out. You know how much that cost me? And he just keeps shaving it. It's stupid, but it's like funny stupid. We need more stories than just get on the mic, talk to each other, or attack each other. Ben Gibson says Matt Cardona and Melo are just jobbers to the stars. Yeah. Dashi066 says, I'm glad how over Chelsea Green got as a babyface due to the fans, and they didn't force it. She could become the biggest babyface for the women in a long time. I agree. But it still doesn't feel like WWE is going to go all in on her. It's like they're just waiting for Rhea Ripley. But I will say this. Kudos for not taking the title offer. I would have cried bloody murder if they would have taken the title offer, but I'm not going to lie, I had that fear. Thank you, Triple H, for leaving the title on her. Now, granted, she should have more than 30 days, because even in storyline, we have Liv Morgan with 105 days before she defended her title, but whatever, I'll take it. You gave her an extra 30 days, I'll take it. Major Mario says, I really wanted KO to punch CM Punk in the face. Like, he plays that cocky heel so well in this feud, in my opinion. Yeah, CM Punk is doing a great job as a heel. Like, just keep the guy heel. Like, please, just keep that guy heel. If we're not gonna turn Cody Rhodes, because I don't care what he says, he's not a bad guy. If we're not gonna turn Cody Rhodes, then just turn CM Punk. He's so much better. Like, even I was like, oh, this CM Punk guy. I'm a CM Punk fan, and he was getting me mad last night. That's how good CM Punk as a heel is. Like, in 2026, I can't see babyfaces calling people like fat-shaming people. So just make him heel, and then he can fat-shame everybody. Daniel O says, after watching your recap of the history of their beef, I had hoped KO would be allowed to give even half of the reason that the beef started from 20 years ago. I did do a video on their history. It was like last Wednesday. Go check it out. The thumbnail says 20 years of hate explained. In his promo on SmackDown. Good promo battle, in my opinion, but still kind of left disappointed. Yeah, they have so much stuff. They could draw on, and they're not. Like, they didn't even talk about the pizza incident that actually led to CM Punk eventually leaving AEW. And I said this on my One Take One Shot review. I really didn't like that Kevin Owens says, he mentioned his friends, and then CM Punk was like, name them. CM Punk absolutely knew that Kevin Owens couldn't name drop the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. It was a very going into business for yourself kind of moment from CM Punk, which is ironic because the reason why he eventually got into a fight in AEW was because a wrestler over there went into business for himself on a live microphone. So yeah, CM Punk has gone full circle in his hypocrisy. King Keon says, I'm loving this Cody character shift. I don't know if it leads to a heel turn, but just happy he's not that glad to be here babyface anymore. Hopefully Randy can pull something out of Cody. That's a decent point. At least Cody Rhodes is not just smiling a Hey guys, hey, I'm just happy to be here. Yippee-ki-yay, I'm in the ring right now. Not perfect, but I'll take it. This Cody, leagues better than happy-go-lucky Cody. I'll take it. Teddy Boy Ward says, love seeing Haku, makes me feel young again when I was seeing him back at the height of the 80s. Was at WWE literally every month, front row every time. Oh man, I envy you seeing the spectacle of WWE in the 80s. That would have been amazing. Yes, Haku, love him. I kind of wish they were calling him Ming, though. It feels like more people know him as Ming from WCW than they know him as Haku, but I don't care. I've always been a huge Haku mark. I would have actually liked if he had got involved a little bit, maybe shown us how to really do the tongue and death grip. Killer Wolf says, it's about time that JC won a title, but I do prefer what she was doing in NXT. Yeah, she was great in NXT, but you gotta come up to the big leagues eventually. My fear, though, is this. That U.S. title, like, I don't know. Its track record is not great. It's not great. So I'm hoping that JC can make it into a really good, solid mid-card title. LT says, even injured Chelsea Green is the most entertaining thing on the show. You're right. Honestly, that, to me, Chelsea and Gunther last night, they were gold together. Love them. And that is how you do an injured champion. And I even said this, don't take the belt off Chelsea because she will actually show up injured or not. And that's what they should be doing with all the champions. If they get injured and you're not going to take the title off them, they can still show up for TV. Nicodemus says, I'm hoping the reason Baron Corbin is on a winning streak is to set him up as a dominant heel so that in the future, some underdog can eventually beat him in the final match of a great story. I'm hoping the reason Baron Corbin is winning so much is because I'm having a fever dream right now, and any minute I'm going to wake up and Baron Corbin actually lost to Trick at SummerSlam. Alfonso Passion says, another good SmackDown, but dang, is it just me or did they let Punk and KO go all out this time, or as the kids say, cook? I don't think they went all out. I thought they did not. They ordered Uber Eats to deliver because they left a lot. They left a lot unsaid. Gilbert Gonzalez says, Chelsea Green has nothing on the mic. This girl is terrible. Agree to disagree. Hanko1346 says, not a hot take, but Fatal Influence are just great. Agree to agree. And Tracy Wood says, SmackDown needs to go back to 3 hours if it can be booked like this episode. There are so many wrestlers that we can't hear from because there isn't enough time. They keep cutting off the ending, so we have to go to social media to find it. Isn't the internet the enemy? Also, LOL, glad Danhausen is being given a break. Yes, I'm glad Danhausen is being given a break, but I do disagree with you on SmackDown 3 hours. So, yes, well, okay, I agree and disagree. You said if they can be great like this. So, yeah, if they could all be great like this SmackDown, I would be happy with 3 hours. However, time and time again, they proved that they can only do maybe 2 or 3 great 3-hour SmackDowns, and then 3 or 4 months worth of mediocre to bad 3-hour SmackDowns. So, like, one good episode is not worth it. I do agree that people are not having enough TV time. That's because of poor pacing and whatnot. They never put more people on the shows because it was 3 hours. They just made the matches longer. They wrote a 2-hour show with a 3-hour time slot. Program for Damage says that Punk and Owens promo was just 10 minutes of them rehashing the same point. You're right, and that's why last week I was like, felt like they were holding back, and they were probably holding back so they would have something to say this week. And that's why you don't hold back, because this was 10 minutes of rehashing the same point. They could have just had one amazing, awesome promo last week, and then this week, they could have actually wrote a story. But instead, because Triple H doesn't like to write stories, he just has them keep cutting promos. And like I said earlier, have them do something else than just promos and just pull-apart brawls, like interference spots. We need more. We need actual stories. All right, boys. All right, girls. See ya, bye.